Okay, it's so hot in South Florida today that I decided to come into the kitchen and make my vitamin C serum. I like to add a few more ingredients though. I'll show you my spreadsheet because I like to make it a full spectrum melanin inhibitor. So I add important ingredients like kojic acid, alpha-arbutin, and ferulic acid, and then a little allotonin just for some softening. I like to use a lavender hydrosol and aloe instead of water. Just gives a little more substance, I guess. And then my vitamin C powder, which I use really ultra fine, so it melts very quickly. Here's my spreadsheet. I'll just introduce you to the spreadsheet. Here's the percentages. I just figure out what I want to put into my entire concoction here, and then I put in the percentages, and that has to equal 100%. And then I have a cell over here where I just put in the grams that I want to make, and it will calculate based on the grams how many I need per ingredient. And then I just have a double check. I have the column add up here so that I know that I am making that intended amount. Here's my ingredients. I've got my hyaluronic stock, which I made the other day. I've got my aloe vera. I got everything lined up. The only tricky part about this is you have to dissolve that kojic acid in your aloe and lavender or water if you're not using that. And the temperature for that needs to be between 77 and 104 degrees. Once you get that melted, then you can add your alpha-arbutin. And then once that's melted, you can add your allotonin. And then dissolve your ferulic acid in your propylene glycol, mix that together, combine the two, add your vitamin C powder. You might need to put it back on the bath just to get that C to dissolve completely. It should be completely clear by the time you're done. And then in the cool down phase, you want to make sure you add your preservative. That's very important. And I am basically relying on that hyaluronic stock to make it a serum. So I don't want to use the xanthan gum to thicken it. I am not good with the xanthan gum. I usually end up with a stringy mess. So I'm going to avoid that at all costs. And the only thing to remember is when this turns orange, you want to throw it away and start over and make a fresh batch. That means it's oxidized and it will no longer work. So this should last you, I don't know, if you keep it in a dark place, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. But I don't mind making it fresh. At least I know all my active ingredients will be hard at work.